Hi guys, my name is Wilson Smart. I'm a secondary ELA teacher. I know this is coming very late, so I don't really expect anyone to see this, but if they do, thanks for listening. I've been a middle school teacher for the last 7 years, first in North Charleston, South Carolina, and then in Washington, D.C. for the last three. Um, but on next Sunday, I'm going to be moving to Atlanta, and I'm going to be starting a role at South Atlanta High School, so I'm really excited about that. Um, my experiences with equity have been pretty jarring. I grew up in the suburbs of Colorado. Uh, didn't really have a lot of experience with diversity. Kind of had an assumption that all public schools had a very similar experience. Um, and then started teaching without a teaching degree, using an alternative sort of program in North Charleston, South Carolina, and got my world rocked. And had to changed a lot of the ways I looked at what school was for people. And I think one of the most disturbing things I noticed was that all of our students were reading quite a few grade levels below where they were supposed to be, but the curriculum did not take that into account. And so the curriculum that worked very well at the affluent white schools was given to our students who were reading at about a second grade reading level. And then those students didn't really learn from it, but you weren't allowed to fail the students. So you just passed them along to the next grade, even though they couldn't complete the work that was given to them by their teacher. And then the curriculum didn't change because it was working so well at the affluent schools that they just assumed that something was wrong with the Title I schools where students weren't learning. So that is an equity issue that kind of blew my mind coming in. But it also teaches you, the need for differentiation, the need to make your own stuff, and the need to um, sort of ignore some of the trends if they don't really apply to your students. Um, One of my favorite things about equity is just the opportunity to discussing equity is just to learn, and because I have found that I'm constantly my biases are being exposed all the time, and it helps me just grow as a person when I have an actually deep, earnest conversation with somebody about equity. I usually can learn quite a bit. One of my least favorite things about equity is when it becomes sort of a business, and clearly, like a lot of money is being made from the idea of equity. Like people are selling T-shirts, people are selling books. We had a lot of guest speakers in DC. We had one time even an improv team that we hired to come speak to us, and it seemed like a lot of money was being made on the idea of equity, but we actually never really addressed the students. It was all just about people talking about how they're not racist and they get it, and then other people being like, "Well, I also get it," and we're all talking about how much we get it, and how good we are for understanding everything, when we really were just letting our students continue to just sort of flounder and not really address the actual issue. So I think conversations about equity can get off the rails really fast, especially when money is involved and money making schemes are involved. So that's a big frustration for me. But otherwise, I really enjoy talking about it. So I'm really looking forward to this class and getting to know you guys. All right, thank you.